Hi everybody, welcome to week 3 and module 3. I finished giving you feedback on everything from the first module just yesterday, so I did post a message and say if you need to redo anything or you want to redo anything from the first 2 weeks based on the lateness of the feedback you got, let me know. I also need to check out the rubrics and be sure each of the written assignment and the journal should each be 750 words as a target. So keep that in mind. I gave you some of you that feedback. So feel free to go back and revise that, and it'll notify me that we've got something new. Also, ESCI assessment. Some of you are finished and you have enough responses to get your report. Some of you have not yet purchased the ESCI assessment, so you need to go to the bookstore and purchase that. You can call them, you can do it online, and then they let me know that you've paid for it because they paid for the assessments, and then I can go into the system and send you an email. So if you have paid, let me know. If you haven't received the assessment yet, and I will take a look at it because I'm the one that actually sends it to you once they let me know. So this week, we're continuing to learn about ourselves, so self-awareness. Which is really the basis for, in my mind, any effective leader, is to be self-aware, because then you can know yourself and know how you're similar and different from others. So we're going to finish up the 10 best reads on diversity, and then there are a variety of readings. One important concept is unconscious bias. So we all have it. It's a shortcut, like stereotyping. We don't have time to process all the information available in the world. And it's actually the focus of the blind spot book that we're going to look at later in the session. So unconscious bias, gender identity. So the pronouns you'll see these days, sometimes people have how they identify. If they identify as she, her, he, him, they, them, just so you know what that is. And then intersectionality is the idea that none of us have just one identity and that we are impacted by multiple identities. And so that's intersectionality. So the intersection of two or more identities makes someone a little different. So all women are not the same, all men are not the same, all white people are not the same, all Hispanic people Latino people are not the same, right? So that's what intersectionality is. So blind spots and unconscious bias, a couple videos. So one assessment is to do the public image assessment, and that's in the HBR course pack. Discussion board and a journal assignment this week. So the discussion board has you hopefully thinking about all the different ways we might be similar and we might be different. Here is one example of a diversity wheel that shows a variety of different dimensions on which we can be similar and different. And if you're a math person, you could probably calculate the number of permutations and different ways we can be similar and different using just what we have listed on this wheel. So thinking beyond kind of the traditional internal dimensions, all of these can impact us at work and the other people that we interact with. So for the discussion board to share with others, so choose what you want to share, reflect on a story and experience where you felt different and what that was like. Tell everybody about a story where you felt like you belonged, and then what was the difference between these experiences? What was the impact on your emotions, your performance, your contribution, your self-confidence, and then what can you learn from this process? Again, try to post your initial response by Wednesday so that others have time to reply by Sunday, but the only firm due date is the Sunday. The written assignment, so this is just you and me, is to complete the public image assessment in the course pack. So this is different from social identity that you did last week because this is you thinking about how other people perceive you, thinking about how much do you think about your public image, how different aspects of you impact your public image. Are you paying attention to it? Is it different depending on what context you're in? So complete the assignment, submit the worksheet. So you can do it on a Word document. You can try to do it on the document and then take a scan and send me that, however you want to do it. And then basically learn from the assignment. So do the assignment. What was your reaction? What did you learn? And then how are you going to put that learning into action, which is the important part of all of this. And then finally, the journal on unconscious bias. So what's your reaction to learning more about it? You might have had training on this already. Have you discovered any unconscious bias in your work or school experience? Have you been on the receiving end? What will you do to mitigate the impact? So this is unconscious. Everybody has it. You grow up in a family, in a society, you learn some biases that you may not even be aware of. Okay, so that's the work for this week. Again, be sure that you have sent out the ESCI if you haven't already, or that you have purchased it if you haven't already, and otherwise, have a good week. Let me know if you have any questions.